Alright, hello there. This time I'm doing a different sort of video. This is one I've been asked about many times. I keep getting requests to do this, so I thought I'd finally sit down and do this for all the good it's gonna do. I know a lot of people have seen my videos on my LittleBigPlanet level, Danmaku Rave, and some of the other bosses. I keep getting requests, questions on asking, how does it work? Can you teach me how it works? Make a tutorial video, do stuff like that. So I thought maybe I'd start trying to do that. Before I do anything resembling a tutorial video, I thought I could at least show what makes Rave itself work, which is what I'm going to do here today. And I'm going to warn you right now, this isn't going to make a whole lot of sense. So if you're expecting to look at this and understand it, it's probably not going to happen. This was the very first large anything I made in the game, and this was before there were anything like tutorials or anything like that on how to do logic pieces. I had to figure that out entirely on my own, and it ended up being this hideous, complex mess. And I don't even know how the heck I did it, but I kept doing it. I made more bosses beyond this, which I have more videos of. And if you want to see Danmaku Rave in actual play mode, go into my channel, find the video, look at it. Because what I'm showing here is everything in the editor. So if you've seen that already, this might make at least a little bit of sense, almost, kinda. Alright, boy, okay. Yeah, here we go, let's do this. Load the editor. Now, I'm gonna point out first, this is, in LittleBigPlanet 2 right now. The boss was created for LittleBigPlanet 1, and actually bugs out in the second game currently. I haven't gone in and figured out what the bug is. It's not something to do with the mechanical design, but something with the game itself is interfering. That won't show up in this. I can still do what I came here to do. Alright, so let's just dive right in, and this isn't going to make any sense at all. So first of all, here we have, this is just the, little area that the player starts in. We got the gate over there, the little mouths that explain how all of this works. Comes down here, there's that, there's this. This is the finish area. Just a simple little gizmo down there that does something. The other part of the finish area. And then up here we have the boss itself. Now, as you can see, this is really complicated. There are about 1 million wires going to it because it's made of 1 million moving parts and pistons and spinny things and switches. Alright, let's get a close look at it here. Like, we got all these emitters. There's... I don't even know what that is. We got this. These are creature brands with switches on them. We got another switch. More switches, emitters. More switches. All these moving parts. There's pistons that you can barely see, sort of buried in here. Big switch here. More emitters. More emitters. More switches. More switches. Emitters. Emitters. Switches. And wires everywhere, like a forest of the things. So, yeah, this is a little complicated. But it's just gonna get worse. We got this one wire that goes off in the distance, and I don't remember why the hell I did this. I think it was getting in the way, and I just moved it out of the way. But this is basically the start condition. That just tells the whole thing that, okay, the player's here, it's time to go nuts and start trying to kill him. We can see it start up. I jump down, a couple of the wires light up, and the thing starts firing. And it'll keep doing that now that it's been turned on. So you can see all the piston-y looking bits here as it moves around and goes through its pattern. And also the sliding motion is unusual. You see this piece of glass here, which does not move. That's actually there because the thing needed more stability, and glass is the only thing that doesn't have too much friction. Too much friction causes the thing to lock up, and then it eventually goes bonkers and explodes, basically. It did that numerous times during development. It would either lock up and then just sort of fall apart, or it would spin out of control and then fly apart. You know, it's like a science experiment gone horribly wrong. So, where do all these wires go? Oh, and we got the gas here just to keep players from jumping out of bounds or trying to jump into the machine. That's what that's there for. You know, we got the player sensors. I don't remember what all these pink things are for. They must do something. But I don't remember what they're for. Remember, I made this a while ago. So, anyway, where do all these wires go? Well, they go up to what is also a hideous jumbled mess. This is basically the brains of the thing. And a lot of this is not actually moving right now. And yes, I know this horrible line of switches looks really freaking stupid, and it is really freaking stupid. I think I was getting pissed off with the damn thing because it was getting gaps in the switches here actually reading the keys, so I just covered it in keys and said screw it. So that's why it looks like that. We'll get to that in a minute. I mean, we've got all this other stuff. You know, there's more of these horrible key bars over here. We got this, that thing right there just moved. And this part up here is important. And you can see it occasionally. Little pieces all moving here. So, the big question is, what the hell does all of this stuff do? Why is there a huge block of dark matter in the middle of nowhere? Why is that there? Why are these other 3 blocks there? What the hell was I doing? I don't even know anymore. Everything I make ends up as a jumbled mess, so, you know, you've been warned. The other bosses, I will say, look at least somewhat more efficient than this. This was the first one I made, so the design is all over the place. So, okay, let's start here. So, as you can see, without any further input, the thing just, you know, it just cycles through its basic pattern. It'll fire the current pattern, do that for a time, and then it stretches the arms out, moves those things down, brings the platforms up, giving the player a chance to pop the brains. So, what is controlling that? Well, all these lighted wires tell us that this is controlling that. This thing moves along back and forth, you know, controlling the timing of the firing and the arms. We have the pink switch and the blue switch go off near these keys to, you know, do the actual firing. They're controlling the emitters, they're controlling the spinny things. And the yellow switch here is connected to something else. That is basically what tells the whole thing, okay, it's time to extend the arms and all related moving parts. So what's that connected to? That is connected to this horrible mass up here. All of this is basically, this is all the bit that controls the arms extending. It's probably the most complicated part of the whole machine, and I don't remember the exacts of how it works, so that's basically all I can tell you. I mean, I know these basically represent the 4 different patterns, so that's why only this one is moving right now. I don't remember what this does. I don't remember what this does. I don't know what the hell that does, or this one. But that's what all this is. And I remember this was actually the hardest part for me to figure out when I was building the thing. I mean, look at this. This looks like a spider web gone horribly wrong. So, that's basically what controls the firing. Now, the other part of this thing that's important is the actual creature brains. The creature brains work in a very simple way. They're, the brain itself, and then a switch key on top of it. And this switch is basically off. It's not doing anything as long as there is a key next to it. When you pop one of the brains, the switch key just vanishes. So that causes that to turn on. And when that turns on, we got all this other stuff happening with it. And, yeah. I don't remember. What the heck does that stupid yellow switch actually connect to? I'm trying to remember here. Yellow switch does something. Oh, I'm never gonna find it in that forest of wires. Let's screw it. Okay, let's just move on here. The one other thing that is done here is, I know the yellow switch somehow connects to this contraption right here. I forget exactly how, so sue me. But this here basically represents, you could almost call it the thing's remaining HP, health, whatever. That's what this is. And these, I don't know why this is sitting here. I must have started to put them up and realized it's not necessary. Basically, each brain is popped, and one of these is removed. This is dissolved matter. This is for the first pattern, second pattern, third pattern, and there isn't one for the fourth pattern because the fourth pattern just kills the whole thing when it's done. Once you pop both of those brains, the whole thing just pops. So, basically, these vanish, this drops down, and this switch goes off, which activates the next pattern. And that switch goes up here for some reason. That comes down, and I don't remember why. It made perfect sense at the time when I made it. It doesn't make as much sense now. So, basically, we got the thing. It's moving. It's doing its thing. Players running around down here dodging it. And then I give it a moment to open up, because I don't want this to flip out. Alright, so it does that, and that's the time when the player, jumps up and breaks the current pattern. So basically, this thing would now move down here. Oh, I am surprised I remember how any of this works. And then, that will cause the thing to start the process of spinning around. Makes a noise, that all happens, the whole thing spins, and you can see a couple of switches that are down here, keys, other stuff. That's basically to control how far the thing spins, because there's really no easy way to do that in the first game. And basically now the second pattern is going. We got the emitters here that are spinning around. I know it's hard to see with the gas thing in the way. These emitters don't move. And we got the bullets flying all over the place. Let's see. And that means that the second bar thing is moving, since this controls the second arm only. That's how that works. So the thing is fully extended. So we'll show the third pattern going real quick. Why not? Even though, like I said, if you really want to see the thing in action being played, go look at the other video. Alright. What the heck is even activating up here when that process starts up. So that thing there moves down. It's doing God only knows what. Something up here is activating. Now that moved for some reason. Oh, that whole bar just moved. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Why did I do that? I don't even know anymore. Why am I trying to make sense of this? What the hell does this do? These do something. They're important. I don't remember why. They don't appear to be moving at this exact moment. But they clearly do something. Oh yeah, they do something alright. Well, anyway, so, you know, we got the third pattern going on down here. And yes, I guarantee you everything in here is totally dodgeable. So, these are probably the least complicated bullet patterns that I came up with in LittleBigPlanet. You know, so much of the time was spent just building the actual structure. And, you know, I wasn't used to working with this yet. Later bosses use much more complicated bullet patterns. So, let's see, let's get it going to the fourth one. As if this had dropped down. So now it's going to spin around for the final time. And the last pattern will start up. Oh man, that is a glowing mess. Yeah. So that one's going now. And bullets go over there for some reason. And we got the fourth bar is moving. And it's following the pattern, and then it activates this thing up here. You can see this side one moves now. I still don't remember what these do. I'm sure it'll come to me eventually. Sure does something though, that's for sure. What does this do? Well, damn, I don't remember. Hey, what is that connected to? Can I tell what it's connected to? Well, some part up there is connected to the actual, rotating platform bits. And I forget what's connected to the raising platforms that are behind there. Man, that is colorful. Alright. So, last pattern's going now. Oh, see, now one of those things just moved. Yeah, that's gotta be connected to the platforms or something. And you notice there's 4 of everything, because each arm ended up needing a separate set of circuits, because there's, you know, a totally separate group of moving parts for each arm, and, you know, that's how it had to work, at least in the first game. Designing something in the second game like this, it's both easier and at the same time almost more complicated. The nice thing about the second game is you don't have to use all these stupid pistons and blocks and, oh, I always hated building these things because it took so long just to set up something like an AND gate or an IF gate or a NOT gate. You know, you had to make these complicated little structures, and I never liked, you know, copy-pasting them because I always get lost in the stupid, you know, my stuff menu. So I always just made them out of largish blocks because I'm lazy. What the heck does that do? Why is there a switch there? It's not connected to anything. There's this one pink switch right here. What does that do? Why is it there? It's not connected. I don't even know anymore. Yeah. So, well, I suppose we can watch the thing kill itself now. And there's really not that much else left to show. You know, that pattern finishes, that drops down, the player kills both brains, and, well, something happens here. That's right, there's no other block to move. And, oh, you know what? I think I remember what it was. There isn't any switch that controls the whole thing. No switch that kills it. what happens is, as soon as the thing runs out of brains, that's basically, the game's internal condition to totally erase whatever the brains were connected to. Which was always a really nice function of those things. I always really liked that. Because you didn't have to, wire a bunch of explosives to the thing to get rid of it. No. The game just realizes, okay, this object is out of brains, it's time to delete it. So, that's how that works. I almost forgot about that. What does this thing do? Why is there another brain on that? It's connected to something. Why is it connected to ropes? What? Who? Where? What? Why? I don't even know. I don't know. There's another switch over here that does something. Ah, man, this thing is a mess. Like I said, other bosses that I've made, not as much of a disaster as this one. What the hell is this? I don't even know. It's one of these switches that don't do anything. God. Man, I was all over the place with this design. Yeesh. This is the one that uses the most wires of all the bosses, too. Had the most moving parts. None of the other ones got quite this complicated. So, yeah, that's basically it for this. There isn't really anything else to show. Showing the thing in action, showing what all these do that I can actually remember. This bit up here, all these stupid looking bars. The life counter thing. And, whatever the hell that does. And these thingies that do something. So, yeah, that is how Rave functions. And again, it's my earliest design, so it's the biggest mess. And as you can see over here, the thermo is only 1/4 filled. In the original game, if you go into the editor, it is completely filled. I can add absolutely nothing to it. The second game is so much better about memory. So much better about memory. So, yeah, that's it. That's everything. That's how this works. If this helped at all, that's great. I doubt it did because it's such a mess. Yes, I will try to do something along the lines of actual tutorial videos later on when I feel that I'm not too lazy to do so. And yes, before anybody asks, I do have a boss for the second game being worked on. I'm not going to give any details on that. No, there isn't any specified release date or any of that crap. It'll be released when I'm done. What I can say though is it'll be way more complex and interesting than Rave here is. That one should be something special when I'm done with it. And once I am done with it, I will try to put up another video of that one to show how it works, which should be easier in theory. But alright, yeah, there. Thanks for watching this. I hope you enjoyed seeing whatever the hell this is. And that's it for now.